Hi Space Explorers, welcome to the Dixon Gallery and Gardens Space Out Family Night. My name is Miss Karen and I will be your crew captain, taking you on a mission through the solar system virtually. I'll be guiding you through a hands-on activity, how to make your own solar system, and on our journey we'll meet each of the planets that call our solar system home, and our star, the Sun. For any space journey, you're not going to get very far if you don't have a shuttle. So I hopped over to our Space Race 2 Ways activity, created my own, and now I think we're ready for blast off. Count down with me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There are a few essential items we'll need for our mission. 3 sheets of heavy paper, a large sheet of cardboard, a pencil, some watercolor paint and a paintbrush, boop, some salt, some string, a pair of scissors, a hole punch, a glue stick, some tape, and last but not least, a cup of water. Our solar system is a type of planetary system. Basically, a star in the middle and all of the objects that orbit around it, held in place by gravity. We're going to start with the outside orbit of our solar system and use our large sheet of cardboard for that. So I'm going to make a circle with my pencil around the outside rim. And then I'm going to cut it out. If you have thick cardboard, you may need some assistance from adult with this part. Watch your hands. Now I'm going to take my pencil and make our star in the middle. That's the Sun. Around the Sun are 4 inner planets. They're smaller and they're mostly made of rock and metal. The Earth is one of them. Next up, the asteroid belt. The 4 outer planets are also known as the gas giants because they're much larger than the inner planets and made up of hydrogen, helium, and other gases. You wouldn't be able to walk on the gas giants because they don't have a solid surface. Now that we have our orbits, we're going to focus on the planets themselves plus our star, the Sun. So let's see, 8 planets plus the Sun, 9 circles. We know the Sun is the largest of all, so I'm going to start with 1 large circle and make each one smaller from there. What makes the planets round? Gravitational force, holding everything together. After all my circles are drawn, I'm going to stack up my paper to make less cutting and cut out the individual circles. For every size, I will have 3. Once all your circles are cut out, you can place them to the side. We're going to start with the largest one, the Sun. And for this next step, we'll need our watercolor paint, our cup of water, and our paintbrush. The Sun is super huge and super hot. 1 million Earths can fit inside of it. And the core, that's the Sun center, is 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. Now that we're at our first stop, take a look out of the shuttle window for inspiration, pick your paint colors, and get started. Once you're finished painting, get a little bit of salt, just a little, and very carefully sprinkle it onto your paper, just for a little extra texture. We'll repeat this paint and salt process for all the future planets. Once you've painted all 3, set your suns to the side to dry. Get another set of circles for our next stop, Mercury. Mercury is not only the closest planet to the Sun, it's also the smallest and lightest. The surface is covered with craters. It would be very hard to pack for a trip to Mercury. During the day, it can be up to 806 degrees, and at night, 274 degrees below freezing. Don't forget the craters. Add a dash of salt, 1, 2, 3, Our next stop is Venus. Venus is a planetary hotspot in the solar system, covered with giant volcanoes, deep valleys, and a thick layer of sulfuric acid clouds. I think I'll choose warm colors for this one. Fun fact about Venus. Venus orbits the Sun in the same direction as the other planets, but spins in the opposite direction and super slowly. It takes 243 Earth days to make one day on Venus. Our next stop is our home sweet home, planet Earth. Earth is the third rock from the Sun, but 93 million miles away. If the Sun were the size of your front door, the Earth would be the size of a nickel. 70% of the Earth is water, and it's the only planet that supports life, so far as we know. Our next stop is our next door neighbor Mars, also known as the Red Planet. Mars has the tallest volcano in the entire solar system, which is 3 times the height of Mount Everest. The soil on Mars is rich with iron, which oxidizes and makes the surface red. After we cross the asteroid belt, our first of the giants to visit is Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. More than 1,000 Earths can fit in Jupiter. Jupiter has very faint rings and 75 moons. The giant red spot on the planet is a storm that started over 300 years ago and is 2 times the size of Earth. Our next stop is Saturn, the jewel of the solar system, and my favorite. Saturn is surrounded by 7 giant rings made of ice, rocks, and dust. Saturn is the least dense planet in the solar system, less dense than water, so if you could find a pool big enough, it would float. And, sorry about that, I told you it was my favorite. Okay, let's try that again. Our next stop is Uranus. Despite its reputation, Uranus is actually no joke. It is a boss planet. It's an ice giant, the coldest planet in the solar system. It orbits on its side, and it has 4 seasons that are each 21 years long. Plus, it has thin vertical rings. Last but not least, Uranus's blue buddy, Neptune. Neptune is the 8th planet, the farthest from the Sun, and it has the strongest winds in the solar system. It takes Neptune 165 Earth years to orbit the Sun. Now that we've met all the planets, it's time to assemble them. We'll start back with the Sun. Fold each one in half, with the color side toward the inside. 1, 2, 3. Add a little bit of glue on the back of 1/2 of each. 1, 2, 3. Now take the side that has glue and the side that doesn't and stick them together. Side that has glue, side that doesn't, stick them together. And then the third side with glue, so you have a 3-dimensional sphere. Got it? Now we'll do the same for all the other planets. Fold, glue, stick. We have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. For our next prep step, we'll use our hole punch and punch a hole at the top of the Sun and each planet. We'll take some string, cut a good length, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, thread it through the top, and tie a knot. And then repeat for the other planets. We're almost there. The last step is to pick our orbit back up, get a pencil or pen, start reading with the Sun, punch a hole very carefully, in each of the orbits. We will be using these holes to thread our yarn, so make sure that you move them around and give them some space. I really should have auditioned for the space jokes video. Okay, last step. Take your thread, some tape, run the thread through the holes, and tape it on the top. Repeat for all the planets. In order, of course. I also used a hole punch and string to make a hanger, but I had to add one more accessory before my solar system was done. Saturn, my favorite, needed some rings. I used scrap paper, cut a slit on the sides, and added them around the edges. Okay, junior astronauts, I hope that you enjoyed our activity today, learned a little bit about the amazing place that we call home, and have some exciting inspirations for future explorations. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Hope to see you soon. Bye. So, who's ready for a space snack?